I'm going to move on to our Most Improved Performer Award. Most Improved Performer, what it means to us in this league, actually, we put on the same level as our MVP award. So without knowing anything about us or what I'm about to say, if you automatically in your brain go, MVP must mean what? The best or whatnot, that's okay. You think that for now, but we put the Most Improved Award on that same level because of the amount of work it takes to be in this category. So here's what I mean by that. We defined our Most Improved Performer by someone who grew the biggest amount in the shortest amount of time. So you're going to see my hands do this a lot here in the next few minutes as I talk about these particular students. And narrowing down this category is also really difficult as well. This category typically comes with honorable mentions because we as staff sometimes fight over it, trying to figure out who should get into these categories. And there's so many students. I want to make sure everyone gets a little bit of love that I can possibly pass around humanly possible. So let me give a couple of these honorable mentions. And I'm actually going to, there's 3 of them that I announced already previously. I'm going to announce all 3 and then give you a quick word on all of them. But from Cheyenne was Kelly Dubois. From SECTA was Catherine Whitaker. And what Catherine did going to the playoffs, I couldn't believe that person was in the playoffs. Zai, some of the words you had for Coach Corey backstage versus the person who won't even show us your face. Oh my God, did you come along far, far away?
It was pretty intense.
Pretty intense. So you 3 deserve to at least get a little bit of love here, and I gave, there's a video that is out as well where I kind of preface all of this for them as well. So if you want to get online and see any of those, you can. So let me talk about our actual nominees. I'm going to start from LVA, Kapua Bram Barnes. So, I know it's a little awkward, however, Bram had a family emergency yesterday morning at 5 a.m. The entire family had to leave town, including Bram. So, if someone from LVA or all of you want to just stand and represent Bram, you can. LPA got off to a late start this year, which makes their weird little team that much more of a story. And I didn't actually meet Bram in person until the season started, until the show started. We actually exchanged a message because Bram was in, what was it? Oh, she's there with Instagram. So they needed passwords or whatever. So we exchanged a message, that was it. The first time we met Bram was nervous as heck backstage and ready to come out here, and you saw it all show on. You watched Bram kind of look at Elliot and go, ooh, and look at Paige and go, ah, for what that weird little team was. And then by the end of the year, Bram was doing my Erica Fish impression, which is someone who can walk around with flexed muscles all the time. Bram developed a whole different side of that personality, or just unlocked it, and that's what I like to believe. I think Bram found some comfort with you guys. Bram found some power with you guys and said, hey, I can do this too. And it was such a fun evolution. There were times, especially by the end there, I was like, wow, you guys don't need to pick up, you guys don't need to worry about anyone not holding up their end, because Bram will take care of you if you're ever stuck. That's why you're here, Bram. And I know you're not here right now, but you deserve to be talked about, you deserve to be in this category. And I'm glad now I get to put this next to your name when I talk about you next year. So Bram, thank you. Did I not take them out there yet?
I haven't had Most Improved out there yet, no.
Most Improved? Did we not go out for pictures?
Not yet. I got MVPs.
I sent them out way before, didn't I?
Yeah. You sent them out when you did road.
Okay, Most Improved, immediately afterwards, as awkward as it's going to be, because one of you is going to be the winner, can all 6 of you follow Beth after this is done and go out there? Okay. Thanks. You reset my cry meter. So, yeah, I know, you reset it. I'm good, I got this, I'm good.
You got this, go. You got this.
So from Basic, Joseph Wilson. So if you guys pay attention to Basic has this weird ability to turn all of their students into these scene work machines. That's kind of what they've been doing for a long time, and I remember Joseph's freshman year, and Joseph kind of being in your own lane. I remember you kind of had your own style, your own thoughts and ways about how to approach everything, and you had this strong team around you, and I don't know if any of that ever fazed you. It was just, this is who I am and what I'm going to contribute. And then we fast forward and we get here this year, and there were times where I'm watching your teammates now look at you going, okay, you're the guy right now that's putting us in the positions we need to be. Maybe that all rubbed off on you, or maybe you just took your own way of doing things and took that to the next level. But when you make Evan Hardy stop and put his hand over his mouth, you know you've done something right. Joseph's climb has, I think every single time I watched him perform, there was someone that was like, dude, someone pointing, someone trying to acknowledge me. Maybe you didn't see it, I don't know if you ever saw it, but we talked about you all the time when you performed, because of what you were capable of. I don't know what's for you in the future. I don't know if you like this stuff, if this was just a fun thing to do. But whatever side of this personality we got this year is going to do you justice in the long run, whatever you decide to do. Thank you for everything you gave us on this stage. From West Tech, Ashley Myers.
Let's go!
It's, I don't know where to begin when I talk about Ashley. As I've seen a lot of what Ashley does up here on stage, and who Ashley is as a person. And if you might not know this, but Ashley's a twin. Ashley has a twin sister that performs right next to her. And they're very different people. They're very different people. Her sister has the ability to talk her way out of anything. And Ashley, just that's not a piece of her personality. I gave them a distinction earlier this year, and I said to them, Ashley, Aaron, you remind me of Iago from Aladdin, the parrot. Just you can go and go and go, but Ashley reminds me of the Juggernaut. You know who that character is. Because once Ashley gets going, you can't stop her. That's the performing side of Ashley, but there's something inside of Ashley that I don't know if she believes that, or if she knows that. There's a few times this year where Ashley is so powerful and so strong, and she has probably no idea what she did in those moments. But there's a moment in a game of Survivor this year where she was the last one up there, which means she has to do all of the character spots by herself. And it was a big crowd. There's a lot of people there in this particular one. And Ashley turned around for just a moment. It was turned around to, I don't know, adjust the shirt, whatever. Turned around for just that moment because I'm standing in the back of the stage. I got to see that big gasp, that big like, okay, I got to do this now, and then turn around and be brilliant. And that's what Ashley does. And I think being in this category, I hope you know that it's not just your coach anymore. It's not just me anymore telling you what you're capable of. I've seen Ashley go from a strong main stage level performer to a complete breakdown of tears, of fear that they can't do this, or that they're not like all of you. I don't know if Ashley realizes this, but earlier this year I had a surgery, and I wasn't moving very well at the beginning of the season, and Ashley did something insanely brilliant. And here's a rule. There's two things that happen. If you ever see me play an improv game with you, it's because something's not going well. And because what you're doing is so fun, I want to be in it too. So Ashley comes out and does this I'm an old person bully character. I push down old people, that's what I do. And how she said it was, much funnier than what I'm describing. But I called a switch to call her character out. I had no time to set her up, but I just walked behind her and I said, follow my lead. And I went out as an old person. She would think twice. She shoved me around. And I talked about it for a week. I was like, I gotta stay away from Ashley. I still need to recover. I know your value here because the league has spoken. Thank you for everything you give us. All right, from Clark, Blanca Hernandez. Blanca, when I think of Blanca in this category, I'm filled with pride because Blanca is one of our 4-year players, and I've seen Blanca in your 4 years kind of go through an entire evolution, not just this award, but everything that this league means to you. I saw you go through all of those levels. Whether this was a social minute for you to make a friend, whether this was a fun time to get up on stage and talk about, or whether this was dig your feet into the sand and get as much out of this year as you possibly could. I got to see you go through all of it. And we all got to see you go through it because Clark has, until this year, Clark has never been beyond a certain point. And then Clark is what we talked about all year long. Heck, Coach Jarrell got one of the saves in the coach's show. And everyone's got to play their part, and wait for it. And in Blanca's case, when I'm watching your evolution, and when I'm watching you start scenes and initiate ideas and set the tone and say to the audience, to your teams and the other teams, that I got it, I'm going to lead this, I'm going to make sure we get to where we need to go. And then for you guys as a team to make it to the Final Four and split the defending champs and the judges, you're a giant part of that book. So, Blanca, I think it'd be appropriate if I let you finish the awards so that I can go cry over there. Blanca, thank you. Thank you. We can cut this from the film room, right?
Maybe.
Okay, from Desert Pines, Haley Silva. Sonny can do this, but and it kept rubbing off, and everyone kept noticing, it kept turning around, and that for me the tipping point for watching you is I watched you perform with a group that was young, all rookies that were with you, and you're playing some 6 things, and in this game of 6 things, you were miming, you're pantomiming, and if you ever notice, there's a little fun fact about Kopi, have you ever noticed when I go and talk to the teams during 6 things, if I talk to one team, I have to talk to the other, I have to keep it fair. I'm an official. So I went over to the team Haley was working with, and I don't even remember if I had like a thought of how I was going to help you. I just went over there to be of service. And Haley looked at me like, what are you doing here? Was the initial reaction, and then I tried to speak up and I said, hey, where are you at? Like, what's the part you're working on? I'm thinking is, okay, I could just throw something in here for you. Haley literally looked at me again and turned her shoulder and said, okay, this is what you're gonna do. Savage. Everything Haley does up here is intelligent. It is poignant, it is poised, and it's superior. And I don't know how else to describe it than that. And to go from disappearing and not being able to see you for the year prior to the whole league going, "Ah!" You're here. And I know this is senior year, right? You'll be missed. Haley, thank you.
And our last one from West Tech, Maya Magical.
Maya was our bomb exploding this year, obviously figuratively. Maya has been in the league for the past couple of years, a really strong West Tech team. I talked about Ashley a little bit ago. First off, we've never had two students from the same school nominated in this category before. To show you kind of where West Tech is at. And Maya's had some strong teammates with her over these past few years. And this year, as one of the veterans, Maya got to be in the very first show this year. And all four of the girls in that show were veterans, juniors, I believe. Right? And it was a statement. And Maya doesn't realize, maybe not realize this, but it was a statement. It was I am a veteran now. I have been around listening to song for these several years, and it's my turn. It's my turn to be the guy. And all year long, that's exactly what it was. It was perfection. It was team choice execution on when you would play scenes and when to come in and how to bring your ideas forward and how to highlight them. You had such a verbal highlighter about how you were going to do it. It was, here's the perfect path. I'm going to do it now, and it's my turn. This year, you earned your all-star selection on your team, where you've got two main stage teammates, and you earned that selection over them. I think is evidence enough to show the bomb that you set off and what you gave us here to this league. It was a joy to watch every minute of it, and what's even better news is that we got a senior year in front of us. So keep setting off bombs, figuratively.
Alright, I have to announce the winner. I'm going to announce the winner. The winner, please come up, and if you'd like to say something, please do. After this person speaks, all six of you go to the lobby with Beth. Beth, you know what to do, a group, and then Kay, and individual. Thank you for, I literally could have swore I said it, and then.
You did.
I didn't go?
They were out there. I think we got mixed. I might have been in here and I missed them.
It's okay.
That's on me.
Hey, most improved performers, say something. Say, hey, Beth. No, I'm just kidding.
Beth was crying too.
Yeah, I know. All right. So we have a winner, and it is unanimous. My special note, maybe the note is unnecessary. Everyone clearly knows now, from West Tech, Ashley Byers.
But it is very true that I get very scared. Oh my god. It's very hard to make me cry, so for Kobe to make me cry right now. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone for making me think that my life matters.
Everyone thinks that. It's proof right here. Give it up for Ashley.